Alright, so I've never done like a reaction review video type thing of like a Nintendo Direct or any type of Direct thing, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do this one. I can't do a live reaction because I've already seen it, but I thought I could at least just kind of scroll through the presentation and kind of give my thoughts on this Direct. I'll start with this. First off, no matter what I say about anything in this video, this Nintendo Direct was actually pretty decent, like all things considered. I'm trying to think more broadly when I say stuff like this now. Like when I do a review or when I talk about something, I'd like to come at it at a more broad angle. And as a whole, when I watch the presentation over, even though a lot of the stuff in this is just not for me, I think overall this Direct was not bad. Like a lot of people are just shitting on it, just slamming it. And I get that. I get being disappointed, but like, come on. With these types of things, like if you set your expectations way up in the stratosphere, you deserve to be disappointed, because that's, I mean, these things are never that great. Like I can't remember the last time I was blown away by a Nintendo Direct. It's just supposed to give you like a little bit of like, I mean, Nintendo was straight up like, this is our plan for like the first half of 2021. So like, I mean, they did that, to be fair. Like they did do that. They did give us some insight, and there is a couple of exciting things kind of nestled in there if you're into that type of thing. But let's just go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, they revealed like a new Smash Bros. Character. I'm not gonna mix words. I don't care about Smash Brothers. I don't even know who this person really is. It's like some chick from Xenoblade. I do not care. I'm sorry, like I really can't. I was gonna try to do like a front. I can't even try to do like a front. Like, this is kind of interesting. I can't even put up a front. I just don't care. I'm not a fighting game guy. I just don't really care. There was also mixed in there. There was a lot of like a lot of RPGs. I'm gonna say right up, I don't really have a whole lot to say about that either. I thought the whatever of Mana remake looked kind of interesting. I like the idea of like putting down towns and things like that to like that you actually get to interact with and do things with, and people show up. I like town simulators and life sims and stuff like that, so that's kind of interesting. Speaking of life sims, there's DLC for Animal Crossing. Honestly, I don't give a shit unless I can make another island on the same Switch. That's what I'm waiting for. When's that happening, Nintendo? When's it happening, man? When can I make a second island? That's really, I'm pretty much done with the game until I can make a new island. I'm not throwing away all my progress and restarting. I want a new island. So until I can do that, I don't care. Don't give me some bullshit that it's not possible. Don't give me the bullshit that like, well, Animal Crossing's never done that before. I don't care. The fact that Pokemon Sword and Shield, as mediocre as those games are, you can restart on a new profile. The fact that those games allow you to do it. Like, Breath of the Wild technically doesn't let you have multiple saves on one profile, but nobody complains about it because you can easily just make a new account and boom, you can start over. So yeah, I'm really bitter about it. Because like, I actually got fairly deep into Animal Crossing at one point, and that's when it fell apart for me. I was like, I want to start over and have new villagers, but I don't want to throw away my progress. I want to come back to my old island and kind of explore and see those types of things, like shake some trees and see my villagers. And then I also want to start over and make a new one. I'm the type of person where I love starting over. So I would have had like 3 different accounts by now if they'd let me fucking start over. But whatever, I digress. I didn't realize how bitter I was until I started talking about it. They talked about Bowser's Fury, which looks kind of interesting. I'm not buying Super Mario 3D World, Land, Cats, whatever, all over again just for one game mode, but it looks fairly interesting. Not really sure why they talked about something that's already out at this point, but whatever. Then they had like an awkward lead into like an Octopath Traveler sequel, which I don't know what they let in like he was gonna, like the dude in the video let in like he was gonna talk about like another Mario thing. Am I the only person that felt that? Like he was doing a lead in like, this is Mario Bowser's Fury. Now take a look at this. And it was Octopath Traveler. But yeah, like I said, another RPG. Not really an RPG person. I'm trying to think of what else they show, because like there's something, if you don't know me, I love Zelda. Big Zelda fan. So I have a lot to talk about at the end of the video. I'm trying to get through everything else so I can get to Zelda, because that's like a good 4 minutes of the whole video right there. Ninja Gaiden Collection was announced. At first I was kind of whatever, but like actually it's kind of nice they're showing that series some love. Maybe they should do like a remake or something. Does this collection only come into Switch? Because like I could use that on Xbox One. I probably wouldn't buy it because like those games kind of just kick me in the ass, and I'm not really in the mood for hard as shit. I love Dark Souls games and games like that, but like I'm not really a hack and slash guy either. I suck at games like Devil May Cry and shit. But I'm still hyped because like at first I was like whatever, but like in retrospect I'm kind of hyped that an old series is getting a little bit of love. I think the original dude, like the original team, stepped away from that series after the second one. So like the third one, I remember a buddy of mine loves those games, and he was really disappointed by 3. So hopefully like reboot, Ninja Gaiden 4, something like that. Ryu Hayabusa, Ryu Hayabusa, butchered the hell out of that name. Ryu Hayabusa in Smash? Question mark? I mean, come on, let's get him in. We need a ninja. We don't have like a lot of ninjas in Smash. I think just Sheik is pretty much it. Ryu in Smash, let's do it. We have 2 Ryus now in Smash. Let's do it. But like all jokes aside, like I mean, I could see that'd be kind of interesting. I mean, maybe that's what they're leading into. Who knows? I don't know. But that's kind of cool. Old series getting a little bit of love. That's kind of cool. They look pretty decent on Switch. I mean, they should. They're like PS3, OG Xbox games. I think it was the original Xbox. The first game came out. And the second one's 360. They should run pretty well. I mean, hopefully they run it like a smooth 60 frames a second. I hope so, but whatever. That's pretty cool. They showed No More Heroes 3, which it doesn't look great, if I'm being honest. It looks kind of... I don't know if it's just a video. Maybe it's just a video clip they showed, but like it does not look great quality-wise. Like, I mean, I don't really have a tie to that series. I'm not really like hyped for it, but like I was hoping it'd be kind of decent. I mean, like I don't know. It just looks kind of weird to me. The gameplay looked very messy, like very muddy, very blurry. Looked very choppy. I don't know if that's because it's on the Switch. The Switch can have some clear resolution in pretty games, so I don't really know what's up with that. It does not look great. They also did, I think, Mario Golf, which is kind of weird. Haven't seen a Mario Golf game since I was like a kid. So that's kind of crazy. It didn't look great to me either, honestly. I didn't think it looked as detailed as some of the older Mario Golf games. But, I mean, that's something for all the Mario sports fans out there. They showed a dodgeball looking game that at first I thought looked really stupid. And now I'm kind of like, it could be fun with friends. It looks kind of like Splatoon, but dodgeball. Kind of like Overwatch vibes to it. It doesn't look too bad. They showed off that new Ghosts and Goblins remake, which I do not like the way that game looks. It looks like a Flash game to me. I don't know what it is. I think it's the animation style, the tweening of the arms and shit. Like, it just looks really cheap. It doesn't even look like it visually. It's not even the best Ghosts and Goblins remake. Did everyone forget about the one on the PSP? I thought that one actually looked better. This one looks really weird. I don't like the art style. I wish they had done more of like a the people who made, what is it called? What is it called? Hero Kid, Dragon's Trap, or something like that. It's a Switch game. I bought it. I don't know what the hell it's called. Dragon Kid, Dragon Boy. It's something like that. What the fuck is that game called? Hold on real quick. I know it's made by Lizard Cube. Give me a second. Wonder Boy, the Dragon's Trap. Yeah, that game's art style was fucking gorgeous. I was hoping that they would go for something more like that, but like it doesn't look fantastic. I don't like the animation style, but like more Ghosts and Goblins. Again, it's nice to see an old, especially a Konami. I think that's Konami, isn't it? Especially an old property like that getting some love. So, I mean, that's nice. It's nice to see, but like I'm not personally... It's nice to see, but I'm not personally excited for it. But like, hey, it's cool. A little bit of love for that game. They seem to love to just throw everything on Switch. Speaking of which, Miitopia is getting ported to Switch. I don't get it. I mean, the one good takeaway, I don't give a shit about that game, but the one good takeaway from that is like they're willing to do DS games. It feels like Nintendo is just like anything that didn't sell well, just throw it on the Switch. Anything, just throw it on there. Pikmin 3, throw it on there. Mario Cats, throw it on there. The Miitopia, just throw it on there. Hopefully, since this is Zelda's anniversary, which that's actually a pretty good segue into the next part. Hopefully, since it's Zelda's anniversary, we can get some like Majora's Mask, 3D, Ocarina of Time 3D on Switch, like a bundle collection. I mean, I would be down for that. I'd buy the shit out of that. As much as I'm not crazy about Nintendo as a company, and I get on them a lot about re-releasing old shit, but like, I'd be down. I've already bought Majora's Mask 3 times at this point. 4 won't hurt me. I would be down to play it on Switch. I think the 3D version is the definitive way to play Majora's Mask 3D. You can fight me on that one. I love the 3D version of that game. I think it's fucking great. I would love to see it on Switch. So like that's the one good thing about Miitopia. I don't give a flying fuck about the game itself, but it opens the door for other 3DS remakes. I don't really know why it's on Switch. I guess Nintendo thought that it was given a raw deal, and they're like, we got to put it on there, man. The Switch is popular. We got to do it. So I don't know. That's pretty much everything. And is that everything? Is that everything I want to talk about before I get into Zelda? That's pretty much it. I got Zelda, and then there's like the one more thing that they talked about that I want to touch on for a second. But okay, so Zelda. Okay, so Aonuma comes out. Everybody's like screaming at this point in the presentation, like, holy shit, Breath of the Wild 2, let's go. Pre-order it right now. It's coming out this summer. I fucking knew it. So no, he straight up is like, yeah, I don't have anything to share about it at this time. And my heart sank a bit, not gonna lie. I was pretty sad. I was really hoping for it. I was gonna save the presentation for me because like at that point I was pretty just like whatever. That would have saved it. But no, it's Skyward Sword's remake, which is the worst kept secret ever. I think this was a rumor like last year, maybe the year before. Like no one is surprised by this at all. As soon as he was like, I have one more thing to show you, I was like, Skyward Sword. It's Skyward Sword. It's just show Skyward Sword. I don't care. Skyward Sword is fantastic for one playthrough. That's what I've realized over the years. Back in 2011, it's almost been a decade. Holy shit. But no, it is a decade. Holy fuck. This November, I think it'll be. Oh my god, I'm so old. Anyway, it's good for one playthrough, I think. That is my opinion on Skyward Sword. It's great for the one playthrough, and then after that, I've tried multiple times to play it over again. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. It's too bloated. It's too long-winded. It's like Twilight Princess in length, but like more boring. That's probably going to piss a lot of people off. Skyward Sword has a lot of great things to it. I actually one of the people who actually like the combat system. I wasn't crazy about the motion controls at first, but I got used to it. I think the game is great for one playthrough. I have no desire to play through it again. And I don't think the graphics look that great. I think they look fine. They look very clear. And, I remember at the time, everybody was like, man, if the Skyward Sword wasn't trapped on the Wii, these graphics would be beautiful. But honestly, the clear resolution kind of makes the game look worse to me, not gonna lie. It's partially because, like, one, there's layers to this. Okay, here we go. Let me break it down for you. There's layers to why I'm not so excited. Number one is the price. I know it's going to be $60. There's no way in fuck. I mean, like, when they showed the Joy-Cons, which I'll get to in a minute, they were like, I thought they were going to bundle them together for $60, but like, it's Nintendo. Of course they're not. Excuse me. When I first saw those Joy-Cons, I thought they were going to bundle them together. And I was like, of course not. There's no way in fuck that Nintendo would do that. Like, the Joy-Cons are like, what, $60 for a pair, maybe 70, and the game itself would be $60. They'd be losing out a lot of money. I was like, no way. Even though I believe back in the day, they had a bundle with the Gold Wiimote and the original Skyward Sword for a reasonable price. I don't think it was $50, but I remember it being somewhat reasonable because I remember going into the store and I was like, yo, like I pre-ordered my copy, and the guy was like, hey, do you want the box? And I was like, I don't know about this, but it was like, the price difference wasn't that bad. Because I remember just being like, well, fuck yeah, why would I not do that? I need a Motion Plus controller anyway. I think that was more the thing back then, is like they knew that a lot of people probably didn't have the Motion Plus controller, and they were like, if we sell this without it, people are going to be fucked and pissed off they can't play it, because you need it for that game, if I remember correctly, but whatever. So the first thing is the price. Second thing is, I don't really like Skyward Sword that much. I think it's good for one playthrough. I have no desire to play through it again, like at all. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, I want Breath of the Wild at this point. I want Breath of the Wild 2. I want a new one. I'm tired of the remakes. Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, whatever. Actually, before the presentation started, I thought that if they didn't do Skyward Sword, it would be Twilight Princess and Wind Waker bundled together, which is actually more appealing to me. For $60, that's not bad. I like both those games a lot, and Wind Waker is one of my favorites. Like, I will play that game until I die. So that wouldn't have been a bad deal. And again, like maybe even Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask would have been a good combo, but like Skyward Sword by itself, especially since they just did those Mario games, the Mario collection, for $60, you get 3 Mario games. One of them is Mario Galaxy, which I guess like they didn't make it look much prettier, but I mean, it looks really good. It looks about as good as Skyward Sword. Why is that one only worth $20, but this one's worth $60 for some reason? Just because it's Zelda? Is this a limited time too? Is Skyward Sword going to go away next year? Like, I don't care. I just don't care. Like, Skyward Sword is not worth $60 to me. Like, I'm sorry, it's not. I think if you have a Wii U, just go buy the Wii version and put it into the Wii U. Like, I would not pay $60 for Skyward Sword. I'm just not. If it was $40, I would be tempted to think about it. But I'm not. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in buying that game. And it's such a bummer we didn't get any news about Breath of the Wild 2. It's been a hot minute since they announced, I think it was 2019 they announced it, and just nothing. Like, where is that game? Is this year going to be a full-on Zelda blowout, or is all this going to be a bunch of fluff to hold us over until Breath of the Wild 2 comes out? And then the Joy-Cons. I've ranted at length to family and friends about this, and I guess I'll do it on mic now. Those things are still broken. I think it was last year, I actually gave my girlfriend my old Switch, and I bought a newer one, the one with the longer lasting battery, because she likes playing games, I like playing games, we can play games together. As soon as I gave it to her, her Joy-Con started to fuck out. It's like, so are these things still broken? And you guys are just selling new, prettier versions of them? Not to mention, like, I don't even like the color combination. I don't like two different colors on things. Like, it fucks with my brain. I'm not one of those people who likes mix match. The only two Joy-Cons that I could see getting that are mix matched are purple and orange. That's it. All the other color combinations hurt my brain. I hate it. But, like, are they still selling these things broken? Did they fix them? I'm legitimately asking. Like, are they still fucking broken, or are they just selling these broken controllers and these new limited edition ones that are still destined to die in like a year or so? Because if that's the case, then why are they still selling them? Who cares if it's a special edition? Is it still fucking busted? Like, that whole thing, like the entire Zelda thing just made my brain hurt. Like, it just made my brain hurt. It's like, Skyward Sword is like collateral. Like, that game didn't do anything wrong. I know people love it. That's great. Like, I'm not one of the people who love it. I think it's fun the first time, but that's it. It's just everything around it. The fact that we got no news on Breath of the Wild 2 when, like, we're overdue for something, a screenshot, a gameplay, anything. Like, it could have shown any kind, like, just a new trailer. And then, like, if they said, like, look, it's delayed to 2022 early, like, spring, but, like, here's a trailer, I'd have been like, cool, whatever. Like, I'd see some gameplay. Is it the same as Breath of the Wild 1? Is it, like, what's different? Like, I just want something, some type of gameplay. Between Breath of the Wild 2 and Elden Ring, I'm so sick of games that I'm excited for not showing any gameplay. It drives me crazy. But, like, between that and the hate I have for the Joy-Cons and how busted they are, I haven't even used mine on my new Switch really at all, because I'm so fucking afraid that they'll fuck out on me and I won't be able to play in handheld mode anymore. I don't even mess with them. I'm just like, fuck it, whatever, I'll play on the TV. I hate Joy-Cons. I'm sorry. I hate them so much. And it pisses me off when they have, like, these brand new... I remember the first time, like, a big lawsuit was starting to get filed against them. They introduced these brand new colors. And I'm like, how about you fix the old colors? I don't know. It just drives me crazy. And then to end off the presentation, we got Splatoon 3, which at first I wasn't that excited about. And then again, watching it again, I'm more confused now more than ever. I thought for a fact that, like, when I first saw it, I was like, expansion. Like, it's going to be another expansion. But the more it went on, I was like, well, as soon as I saw the city, I was like, so this is 3. Because, like, as soon as the city popped up, I was like, this has to be 3. Because that's not the city in the second game. I like Splatoon for the most part. It's made by the same team, I believe, that makes Animal Crossing. They have so many annoying fucking things they put in their games that just drives me insane that I hate. But, like, their core gameplay is usually pretty solid. So, like, I'll be picking it up. And because I have friends I like to play it with, I'll be picking it up, but, like, at the same time, I remember how barren Splatoon 1 and 2 were when they first came out. So I'm not really excited for the amount of content that'll be available at launch. That's just the thing. Between Splatoon 2 and Animal Crossing New Horizons, that seems to be their MO, is, like, release a game barren, empty as fuck for $60, and then eventually make it worth that money, which is just kind of annoying, but whatever. Hopefully Splatoon 3 is fun. The new stuff they showed in it didn't get me excited. I don't really care about floating on cubes and the bow and arrow weapon. I'm more interested in, like, what are you going to do for, like, co-op gameplay? Is Salmon Run coming back? Are you going to expand on that? What kind of maps are we going to have at launch? Is it just going to be, like, 4 or 5 maps? I'm like, expand the roster to 3 maps of rotation. There's so many... Between both of their game series, because I'm pretty sure this is the same team that does Animal Crossing. Between both their series, they have the same problems in both of them. Their games start off barren, but then also they have this great idea, but they're so restrictive with how they want you to experience that idea. They have these, like, mindsets of, like, this is how you play the game, and if you don't like that, fuck you. Like, why aren't there 3 maps of rotation? It gets so old having, like, imagine playing the game for, like, an hour. There's, like, 3 minutes, so how many is that? Like, about 3 matches every 10 minutes? I don't know how many matches that is in an hour, because I suck at math. But my point is, after an hour, that becomes very repetitive. Especially if you get, like, fucking terrible luck and it's the same map over and over, because you've got a 50-50 chance with both. Imagine just getting the same, and it's happened before, the same map, like, over and over and over. There have been rotations where I haven't even been able to play the other map, like, at all. Like, there'll be 2, like, one I'm excited about, one I hate, like Moray Towers, and it's just, you just get that over and over and over again. It's like, at least make it 3. At least your chances are slightly better of getting something else. I don't understand why it's not, it's just 2. Why is it stuck at 2? I don't get that. The weirdest thing is during Splatfest, they make it 3. I don't understand the people who make this game. Why are they so restrictive with their mindsets? I wish, like, a different director would come in and just be like, let's let people have fun the way they want to. Why do they have to play with 2 maps of rotation? Why do they have to play Salmon Run whenever it's open and not whenever the hell you want? I remember there being some interview where the guy was like, if you could play it whatever you wanted, you get bored with it. It's like, fuck you. Let kids and people decide that on their own. There are people who have crazy schedules where they don't line up with the things you want them to do. Like in Animal Crossing, only certain things happen at certain time. So like if you're a kid and you can't play during the day, during the week because you're at fucking school, when do you get to experience those things? You just don't. It's fucking crazy. I think that's probably the main reason why they keep the time traveling in Animal Crossing, because they know some people can't do these things at certain times, and like they just would never be able to experience it. Imagine if there was like, for example, like a fish you can only catch at night and you have a night job and you work the whole week. Like Sunday's your only night off and you're tired and don't want to play on Sunday. You're just fucked. Like you can't do it during the day. You're just screwed out of that thing. Like that's so stupid. I don't understand why they're so restrictive with their games. Also, why do you have to listen to somebody talk for like a whole full minute before you can play the game? In both of their games, you have to listen to Isabelle talk sometimes, and sometimes she's just talking about nothing for like a full minute. And then other times with the Callie and Maria, like I like the characters, but they just talk about the maps. I don't care. If you want to know about the maps, you should be able to walk to a spot and just look at the maps. Most people I don't think give a shit. Just go to the lobby and play the game. I don't care what maps are in rotation right now. It's not like I have like a certain build for each map or something like that. Like, I don't care. I know some people are like hardcore into Splatoon. Like, I've got to use a sniping rifle on Moray Towers. I don't give a shit. I'll use whatever. I don't care. Why do I have to get bombarded with this every time I start the game? It's so stupid. I don't get it why they do this with their games. But ultimately, I am excited for Splatoon 3. I think it'll be a fun time. It'll be fun to have a bunch of people like just swamp the servers again and just have it really, really active. That'll be fun. Made my breath go, my voice go fucking hoarse screaming about fucking kids games. Tried to make this video shorter, but it still ended up being like 30 minutes long. I don't know. As soon as I talked about Zelda, man, I just went to a fucking place. I didn't know I was going to rant that badly about it. I thought it'd be a real casual, like, this is what I thought about the Nintendo Direct. Ultimately, people saying the Nintendo Direct was shit, I don't think that's really fair. There was a lot of stuff shown, a lot of indie stuff shown, not a whole lot of Nintendo, but I do think they showed enough. We're not getting Splatoon until 2022, and at this point, we're probably not even getting Breath of the Wild until 2022, like maybe like spring or January or something like that. But they did show enough. It was really cool. They did throw us a bone, so it's like, you know, something way out there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so like, what was your opinion of the Nintendo Direct? Did you fucking hate it? Did you love it? If you like RPGs, there was a lot there. If you like indie games, there was a lot there. But we got a release date on No More Heroes 3, so if you're excited for that, you finally got a release date. If you're a hardcore not Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword fan, you probably hate my guts. But I mean, you got new Joy-Cons and you got a new game coming out. I mean, not a new game, but you got a remake coming out. Not even really a remake, just an HD version. That's another thing. Like, they could have at least like remade it from the ground up with like maybe Breath of the Wild's engine or something. I mean, like, that probably wouldn't even really fit. It'd probably be a waste of time, but like, whatever. I mean, the game doesn't look terrible. It looks fine. At $60, I don't think it's worth $60. Before I say that over and over, let me price check that, because like, I'm just assuming it's $60. I actually don't know yet. Skyward Sword Switch. Yes, it is $60 fucking. Wow. Yeah, and then the Joy-Cons are $289 on eBay. Those things fucking sold out quick. I love that. They're like, you're paying pretty much the price of a console for two remotes that'll probably fuck out on you. That is amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it off with that. Did you guys enjoy the Direct? Did you hate it? Did you love it? I obviously have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I thought the whole Direct as a whole was fine, but like, there are some things in it that just kind of drove me crazy. But anyway, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.